Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I make new videos every single week and I have so many fun videos planned for 2021, so make sure you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss a thing. First off, I just want to say to all of you, congratulations on getting through 2020. We did it. I know last year was incredibly difficult for everybody, but I want to let you guys know how proud I am of you for getting through it, and I'm sending out all my good vibes to you guys in hopes that your 2021 will be happy and healthy. So this week's video is going to be a little bit different from my normal videos. This video that you're watching right now is part 1 to a 2-part series. In this series, I'm going to tell you all about how I changed my life in 1 year and you can too. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about the goals I was able to accomplish in 2020, and in the part 2 that I will be uploading next week, I will talk about how you can set goals for yourself and tips on how to make 2021 a year of growth and happiness. So let's get into it. I'll be honest, 2019 was a really hard year for me. A lot of things happened that were just out of my control, and I just felt really unhappy with where I was at. I felt like everything in my life had just turned into a mess and I was just thrown in the middle of it, and I felt constantly in like a circle of bad energy and I just couldn't get rid of it. And I don't know if there was like a certain point where it just like clicked for me, but I just knew something needed to change. For the longest time, I felt like I needed somebody's permission to change things about my life. The older I get, the more I realize that this is my life. If I want to change something, I'm the only one that can give myself permission to do that. I'm the only one that can really change my life. So I did. Going into 2020, I felt really hopeful. I was really feeling the whole new year, new me vibe. I'm so sorry, I will never say that again. But with 2020 being a new decade, I felt really ready to close this hard chapter in my life. New decade, new me. Okay, now I promise I'll never say that again. So I sat down right before the new year and kind of went over this list of things that I wanted to do, things that I wanted to change, goals that I wanted to set for myself. I was really ready to go out into the world and sort of discover myself and do fun, exciting things, but oh boy did this year not go how I planned it. 2020 was definitely a learning curve for everybody, I think, but looking more on the positive side, I feel like the ability to adapt is a huge skill that I'll be able to take away from last year, and although I did have a few normal months to go out and do things, I was still pretty limited by the 2 jobs I was working at the time, as well as a ton of other responsibilities that I had in my life at that moment. So when quarantine hit, I really had to adjust and adapt my 2020 plan to make it more realistic for the circumstances. And although I did have to take quite a few things off of my list that I originally set out to accomplish this year, I'm still really proud of everything I was able to accomplish in 2020, and I still have a whole list of things that I'm looking forward to accomplishing in the next few years. And yeah, I'm just really excited to share with you guys everything I was able to change and work on in the past year, and hopefully it can give you guys some inspiration on goals that you might like to accomplish in the upcoming year. I really started 2020 off strong. I chose to do the most ambitious goal right at the beginning of the year, while everything was new and fresh, and I was still really excited for change. So I chose January to go vegan. This is something that I've wanted to do for years, and for some reason I just never had the motivation or push to make myself do this. I will say I think it was a bit easier for me to go vegan because I had been vegetarian 6 years prior to this, and if I'm honest, I really didn't eat a whole lot of dairy products to begin with anyway, so I think I had a little bit of an advantage making the switch. I think the most challenging thing that I didn't expect going into this month was the amount of reading I would have to do. I was reading everything. I was reading books on how to go vegan, I was reading research on veganism, I was reading the labels on everything I ate, but I will say about the food labels, I think that's a really good habit to get into. I was truly shocked by how many things actually have animal products in them that I just never knew about. I'm not kidding, there's animal products in everything from like cereal to spice mixes, like you can't escape the animal products. This month was a huge learning curve for me food-wise, but I was really lucky for the opportunity to get better at cooking for myself. I really got good at making foods from scratch, so I knew exactly what was in everything. Also, I'm really thankful that my family was supportive of this. They let me make all of the dinners vegan, and I've really gotten good at experimenting with my cooking. I was originally in this for the animals and moral reasons, but after a few months I really started to see more and more benefits of this lifestyle. First, my skin cleared up completely. I usually had okay skin, like I didn't really have acne, but I had spots on my chin and my forehead. But within maybe like 2 to 3 weeks of going vegan, my skin was so clear that I was like shocked. Then I was starting to get more energy throughout my day. I wasn't feeling so sluggish all the time. The change I noticed, especially at the beginning, was huge. Now, I want to emphasize, especially here, this is all my personal experience with everything that I'm doing in this. Not everyone will have these results, and I don't want to promise them. I'm simply sharing what happened with me. And if you don't think this is for you, that's totally okay. Don't stress about it. I just want you to do what's safe for you and your body. I'm so proud of myself for how hard I worked on this goal, because I truly have wanted to do this my whole life, and I'm so glad I pushed myself and gave it my all. And I'm really happy to announce that I have been vegan officially for 1 year. Yay me! So let's move on to February. In 2019, this was a hard month for me and my family. A lot happened during this month that changed all of us, but at the end of it, I know we came out stronger and wiser. So February was the month that I decided to cut and donate my hair. Growing up, I always had long hair. Before I cut it originally, it was down to my thighs, and I mean, it's grown back quite a bit, so it still looks really long, but having long hair has always been like a defining feature for me. And as much as I love it, I always knew that I wanted to cut and donate it at some point in my life. I feel like I just never had the right time to do it, which feels stupid looking back on it now. I wish I would have done it like like so many times before, but I also feel like I never found the right time because I loved having long hair so much. So I kind of talked myself out of it a little bit. But 2019 really gave me that reason and drive to do it, and I ended up being able to donate 12 inches of my hair to Wigs for Kids. I'm really glad that I was able to help somebody just get a little bit more confidence or comfort, and although it's just a wig, it's just hair, 2019 really taught me that something as small as that can really change somebody's outlook on their situation, and being part of that process for somebody really meant the whole world to me. I 1000% plan on doing this again as soon as it's safe, and I cannot wait. Now, March is a little bit more of a personal one for me, but I was really excited to embark on this journey and really work on myself because this is something that I've wanted to do again for a long time, but just never got the push to do it. So my goal for March was to try therapy. Since the past 2 months had gone so well for me, I was really ready to tackle this head on and give it my all because I felt like I was really in a good place to start working on myself. I was at the point in my life where I finally felt like I deserved this and that I owed it to myself to be able to go and at least try it. I will be honest, I was only able to go a few times because of how bad was and still is in my state, and I really didn't want to take any chances with this, so I was as safe as possible and stopped going. But I do feel like I was able to go enough times to get some things off my chest and feel a little bit lighter even after just a few sessions. When it is safe, I do plan on going back. I can't wait to learn more and work on myself a little bit more, and I'm so incredibly lucky that I was able to do that for myself. April's goal was a whole boatload of work. For April, my goal was to get my own room. My whole life I've shared a room with my sister, and now that we're both older, we both knew we kind of needed a little bit more space for ourselves, and I was able to talk with my family and work out an arrangement in which I would get my own room. I spent a good majority of this month just cleaning, and I'm really grateful to my mom for helping me. So shout out to my mom for helping me out so much. Thank you so much. I love you. Having a space that's mine is so freeing, and I love decorating too. I literally went crazy making this room as personalized as I could. I love that I have a space in my house now that's just for me, that gives me that ability to recharge. Also, I love that I have a space to film in. I can burn candles whenever I want. I can stay up all night if I want. I just love it so much. I am so grateful to my mom for helping me do this. I really couldn't thank her enough, and I just love this room so much. Now here is the month where you guys come in. My goal for May was to start a YouTube channel and upload every single week. I grew up watching YouTube, and I really looked up to a lot of people on this platform when I was younger, and I feel like they taught me a lot just through sharing their life experiences. A lot of what drew me to start making YouTube videos was the impact that other creators had on me growing up. I just love how they created a space in which they can be themselves and encourage others to do the same. I also really admired people who use their platforms for their art, music, and passions, while also having serious discussions and connecting with others. I feel like it's just such a special thing that this generation has been blessed with. My true goal in creating this channel was really to help others and give them a safe space to just be themselves. I feel like in my core, I just want to help people and see others happy. If I can just make one person smile by watching my videos, that would just make me so happy. I also didn't realize how much I would enjoy this. I've never had such a creative passion before outside of music, and I've been really enjoying doing this, and I feel so fulfilled making these videos because I've learned a lot about myself and how to create, and I love reading your guys' comments and connecting with you guys. All of the support I've received has been so positive, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. It has truly meant the world to me, and I'm so lucky to have you guys, and I'm so glad I started this channel. June's goal was more of a physical challenge. My goal for June was to work out every single day. Before this quarantine, I was literally on my feet all day working 2 jobs, and I feel like I've always been an active person. I love playing sports, I love building muscle, but during this quarantine, I just got so lazy, and that's just so not me. I don't like feeling weak, and I felt like I was turning into a little noodle because all my muscle was gone. Because I wasn't using it, I wasn't doing anything all day. I felt like I was getting more and more insecure for not having muscles and not being as strong as I once was. And now that I was eating healthier and I had more energy, I felt like this was the perfect month to do this. So I put together a home workout plan because I was and still am quarantining, and this was just comprised of a bunch of workout videos on YouTube, and I really spent that whole month working to get my muscles back. Chloe Ting, Lily Sabri, and Holly Dolk really got me through this month. By the end of the month, I was feeling a lot stronger and healthier than I was at the beginning of the month, and I really enjoyed working out again. I still do the workouts, not every day, but I do them as often as I can, and a good system that I've been following recently is changing all the workouts out every 2 weeks so that my body doesn't get used to it. It was definitely a challenge to do it every single day, but I really did end up enjoying it. This month was super fun for me, and it was something I'd actually never done before. My goal for July was to make an original song. I'm a huge choir geek. Like for real, in high school I was in every single ensemble that wasn't all male, and music has just always been such a huge part of my life. And with how crazy 2019 and the beginning of 2020 was, I honestly hadn't felt up to singing or even making any sort of music at all. And I really had to work my way out of this weird shell that I'd put myself into and give myself the ability to sing again. Writing a song though is something that's relatively new to me. I've written songs before, but I always have an issue with finishing them. I usually get 3/4 of the way into it and either scrap it because I'm bored or I just don't like it, but I really wanted to challenge myself to finish this one. I had been working on my piano and guitar skills at the beginning of the quarantine, so that made it a little bit easier to come up with like a backing track for it. But I really enjoyed the process though, and I felt like that gave me that want to make more new music. I actually haven't done a real recording of it yet, but if I ever do, I will be sharing that with you guys. But I think for now, I'll keep it for myself or when I feel like the time is right. This next month was super simple but really beneficial. My goal for August was simply to drink enough water. Water is so important for your body and your organs, and it's not like I don't want to drink water, I just simply forget to, and that's not a good habit to have, so I really wanted to change that. I didn't go by any specific like measurements to my body or anything, but I did look into different research articles as to how much water you should be drinking. I ended up settling on one from the Mayo Clinic, and this article said that anywhere from like 90 to 100 fluid ounces of water a day would be enough. Now at first that seems like a lot of water, but I found that using a large jar of water works really well, as well as a cute little cup that holds a lot of water but doesn't look that way. It kind of tricks your mind into drinking a little bit more water. And I will say I did have a little bit of trouble getting used to it, especially at the beginning of the month because of how dehydrated I was, and I felt like I just kept forgetting to drink enough water throughout the day. But I downloaded this cute little water app that reminds me every 2 hours to drink water. It's called Plant Nanny. No, this is not sponsored, I'm just telling you what I used because I think it's helpful, especially for people like me who just forget. It's like one of those apps that gives you an incentive to drink water, which really helped me out a lot. And I must have been like so dehydrated because the results I got were absolutely shocking to me. After a week of simply drinking enough water, my skin was like glowing. It looked so healthy and I didn't look as tired. I truly didn't realize how much of a difference this would make in my appearance, but I feel like it was noticeable. I also used to wake up with a lot of headaches, and again, after like 2 or 3 weeks of doing this, they were almost completely gone. But yeah, that was kind of a simple thing that I wanted to change and make a habit of, and I still do that to this day, and I'm really glad I did because it really made me feel so much better. This next month for me was all about slowing down and taking time for myself. My goal for September was to meditate daily. I used the app Headspace for this. Again, this is not sponsored, I'm just telling you guys what I used. They have a lot of different like classes you can choose from. Most of them are like 10 minutes, and when I was younger, my school offered a couple yoga classes, so I ended up taking those, and I really liked them because you got to move and focus on the breath. It was something active yet calming, and I just really remember enjoying yoga, and I thought this would kind of give me the same feeling. But I feel like a huge issue I ran into this month was just simply doing nothing. If you didn't know, I'm diagnosed with ADD, is attention deficit disorder, and it really makes it hard for me to focus on anything, and sitting down doing nothing and trying to think about doing nothing, almost impossible for me. Although these meditation sessions were only 10 minutes, by 3 minutes in I was struggling. I really tried to push myself to focus and stick with it, and although it was nice taking a few minutes out of my day to sit, relax, and do nothing, I have not done it once since the month was up. I'm proud of myself for sticking with it and trying my best, but I just don't think it was for me. October is such a cozy month. Everything about it makes you want to snuggle up with a warm blanket, some tea, and a book. So that's exactly what I did. My goal for October was to work on reading. As I said in the last month's goal, I have ADD as well as a learning disability that makes it really hard for me to read and write, and anything involving that is a huge task for me, and it can be really irritating at times. When I was in school, I had to get audiobooks to help me with the assigned reading. Even with the audiobook, I still had to read each chapter twice to fully understand what was going on. So after that, you could say I wasn't really keen on reading. And although I can read like enough, I felt like that's a skill I just wanted to work at getting better at, so I really pushed myself to read without an audiobook. I was only able to finish one book, which was The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. It was really good. I feel bad that it took me a whole month to read one book, but I did it, I accomplished it, and that's what matters. I'm proud of myself for what I was able to accomplish and what I've been able to accomplish since then as well. Since October, I have been able to read a few more books without audiobooks as well, so that for me is huge. And I've just been working so hard on this, and I'm really proud of myself. This month was a huge deal for me. November to me always feels like a month full of reflection and gratitude, so my goal for November was to write at least a page a day. Y'all know I love journaling. I think it gives you a window into your mind, and it lets you know of things that you may not know otherwise about yourself. And just to make this month a little bit more organized for myself, I chose to write on a different prompt every single day. This was actually really fun to do because I felt like I was just talking to myself. I didn't really have to edit it that much. I got to rant on things that bothered me, and I feel feel like this can be a really healing process for anybody who may need it. Also, since I chose the prompts that I was able to do, I kind of centered them around being thankful and really channeled my positive energy through it. Having an unfiltered and unedited outlet for me to kind of express my thoughts really gave me a clear mind, and it also gave me peace knowing that I was the only one ever gonna see it because I didn't have to worry about spelling or perfection. I just got to write, and I really ended up enjoying this. If you're ever looking for a little bit more mental clarity, I really recommend you do this, even if it's just for a couple days. That way you can write it down on the paper and then walk away from it. December I always see as a musical month. It's just a really happy month for me, so for December I decided to make a music channel. This is something that I've wanted to do forever. I just kept talking myself out of it for so long, and I feel like although music is my biggest passion, it's also my biggest fear. I'm the type of person who worries about perfection all the time, and it sucks because it scares me out of a lot of things. I focus so much on small details that I end up overwhelming myself and giving up, and I can't tell you how tired I am of doing that. I love singing, and everything about music is so wonderful and fascinating to me. I truly have such a passion for it, and I finally reached this point. With everything that I learned in 2020 and how much I was able to grow, I knew that I just had to dive right into it and give it my all because that's the best that I can do. I really forgot how much I miss singing till I made that song in July, and maybe one day I'll post my original songs on there, but I felt like the easiest way to ease into a music channel was through covers. So I posted a cover of a Billie Eilish song that I will leave in the description box below if you're interested in checking that out. This is my first cover song, so don't judge it too harshly. I promise I will get better and learn more things as I progress, but I really worked hard on that and I'm proud of it. So yeah, those are all the things I was able to accomplish in 2020. I'm so proud of myself for putting myself out there and just doing the best that I could, and I'm so excited for everything I'll learn and experience in 2021. So again, this is part one to a two-part video. So if you want to learn all my tips, tricks, and suggestions on how you can change your life in 1 year as well, make sure you check out that video that I will be posting next week, and I will leave it up here and in the description box below as soon as I post it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video and you're excited for part two, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below and turn on those bell notifications so you know when I post. Stay safe, stay healthy, make good choices, and I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.